Hey everyone, welcome back to TJ Hates Quitters, the challenge recap podcast over here on Silent Podcast, where we are anything but silent. My name is Kari. I am joined by my co-host Katie. Katie, we were talking about the traders just 12 hours ago. So how have the last 12 hours of your life been?
Much like this season of the challenge, I am dragging this morning. I am dragging on, but I'm good. I mean, the last 12 hours have been good. I've been caught up again on the challenge. I rewatched the part of the episode that I fell asleep during. I got a little bit of sleep. I watched some more traders. I'm drinking some coffee. I'm living. I'm alive, How are you?
I thought you were going to say you spent the night fighting with your ex-fiance, but okay.
No, my name is not Tori or Jordan, luckily for me.
Yeah, I went out after our podcast, and when the woman yelled last call, I was like, I've not seen a last call in a long time.
I'm impressed by that.
We came home and ate the leftover sushi from dinner prior. So I woke up before my alarm this morning as well.
Oh, nice.
But we're here. We're gonna talk about the challenge. And we're going to make it. I'm actually going to a non-alcohol event.
Oh, that's right.
Like tasting, I don't know, kind of, I think of like when you go to one of those like beer expo type of things, but it's non-alcohol because my partner he works in like bartending. And so having some good drinks on your menus for the non-alcohol drinkers is important. And plus, like, I love cool drinks. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm at a place and I see like a cool lemonade or an iced tea, like, you've sucked me in.
Yeah. Mocktails are really having a moment right now.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Seeing that my partner talks to me about this stuff all the time. Low ABV drinks, he says, are on the up and coming because people want to be able, so low like alcohol drinks and non-alcoholic, because people want to still be able to go out, do not need to go and like get hammered. So but yeah, I'm excited to try a bunch of different liquids this afternoon. But before we get to that, we gotta talk about the challenge.
Yeah.
We were talking before the podcast and saying we don't really remember anything that happened prior to the daily challenge.
And our minds have been all over the place. We've been cramming traders like it's our jobs and then podcasting about it. It's been a lot. So give us some grace here.
Literally.
We're churning out content.
Yes. It's actually been like a week. My classes started back up. I had a job interview. Like there's just a lot. So what we do remember is that when they got back, Bananas was like, yeah, I'm sad about losing Mariah. So he no longer has his new rookie girlfriend in the house, at least.
They're still together IRL, right?
I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said I keep up with Bananas.
No, it's fair. I mean, that's completely fair. I think on his podcast, they podcasted from his house or something.
Yeah, I know
that leads me to believe they're still
doing
at least
things
sexually together.
Yeah, I know. We've seen Instagram posts of like him wearing her bathing suits like at his house. That was a little bit earlier in the season, and Bananas is known for being so faithful to his young girlfriends. I actually saw a Reddit post this morning that was like, why does Bananas hate Jay? And everyone's like, he's projecting because they share an ex-girlfriend. And it's like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, it made sense that he hated Jay. Well, it didn't make sense. Jay should hate Bananas, actually, because Morgan cheated on Jay with Bananas, right? Isn't that what happened? Or was like the timeline was a little screwy?
They might have that like Tori Fessy timeline.
Yeah, I think they might. So it makes sense for Jay to hate Bananas, but why should Bananas give a shit about Jay? I don't get it. And then he cheated on Morgan anyway, so then they're not together.
And I don't know, maybe like Jay stuck up for Morgan or something, and we don't know about it. But either way, Jay is also just, I think he's the victim of the Vacation Alliance in a way where like he's on the outside of that, and it doesn't matter like who if there's enough of them on that show, it doesn't matter who he is, who he's hanging out with, like who his ex-girlfriends are, Jay gets the short end of the stick a bit, and that's unfortunate because I do think he's a good personality for the challenge.
Yeah, he was fun this season. It feels like it was 100 years ago that he was on the
Yeah.
show because it's just never ending. But it does feel, yeah, I don't get why he is so on the outs. I did see, speaking of Reddit, I saw a post about potentially bringing Zach back, like people asking for Zach to come back. Yeah, I know. And
That's the
everybody,
barf
pretty much
emoji in real
everybody
life.
in the comments was like, Zach is an awful person, but I would love to see him back on the challenge because he makes good TV, which is not really a take I agree with. But everyone's like, oh, I would love to see him team up with Bananas and take down the Vacation Alliance. I was like, Bananas is not taking down the Vacation Alliance. He like
No.
greatly benefits from the Vacation Alliance. That's just not
Yeah.
happening. So Zach, unfortunately, would probably be right in there with everybody else.
That is like Bananas lasts long in the game because Bananas is outstanding at if I can't beat them, I will join them.
Yes.
I mean, that's really not a bad strategy. I cannot imagine if Bananas were to get Zach back on his season and the two of them are in there like a huddle on like Saved by the Bell with their
Right.
hands in, being like, we're going to take them down, go Bayside. Like, I can't imagine that happening.
No, it would never
It's just
happen.
not in the cards. No, absolutely not.
Look
So,
at Bananas' main rivalries in the recent years and who he's
Sarah.
been working with. Well, Sarah, that's yes, an extenuating circumstance, I think. But like Wes was a main rival, even though like obviously they were friendly off the show. It was that to me was very show related. But now they work together when they're on the show. Look at and Wes had a phone call home to Bananas on All Stars.
Yeah.
Like that's how Bananas and Jordan, remember Jordan went in, threw himself into elimination against
And flipped all
Bananas
the
and flipped all
cards.
the cards. Iconic moment. Now they're friends. Devin, I mean, like Bananas is
Yeah.
in good with all of these people now that he used to hate. So there's no way that he's going against any power structure in the house whatsoever. At any time.
Well,
It's just
at
not
least,
beneficial to him.
yeah, at least any current power structures.
Yeah.
And so, absolutely. And I mean, you can say, I guess, like if you're a Bananas defender, even like a Devin defender, um, that maybe it's great gameplay or social strategy on their part to, again, if you can't beat them, join them
Mm-hmm.
because it provides safety. And I think Devin has even done that more so than
Sure.
Bananas because, I mean, we have seen Devin torment the hell out of Josh Martinez. And then the next season, he's like, you and I got to get to this final together because we don't want to run against everybody else. And um, so I guess if you are a defender, you could look at it from that perspective. But nonetheless, like what it really comes down to is Zach has two children at home that he has now to influence with his shitty opinions.
Yeah.
So we don't need
They're
him back
wearing
on
their
our team.
matching MAGA onesies. Zach is in an adult sized onesie.
It's like monogrammed with "I was at home on January 6th."
I was in the womb on January 6th.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah.
We're still funny at 9 something in the morning. Uh, yeah, so there was that. They also had a day off. It seemed like where there were still cameras rolling for a bit. Where they
They
were
like went
like,
to a place, right?
yeah, like they were beach cabana type
Yeah.
of things.
Where is this filming? South America? Somewhere? It's
Why
the
did
weather is confusing to me because it looks cold
I thought
almost
it was
all the time.
Argentina? Am I wrong?
Oh no, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Okay, I'm not the best
It
at
slipped my
geography.
mind. Yeah, it totally slipped my mind.
I
Where they
think
were.
you thought South Africa because All Stars 4 is
No,
going
South
there.
America, I said. Or
Oh,
I meant
that's
to say if I didn't say it.
okay. Yeah, because South Africa is All Stars 4 and South
Yes.
America is a whole continent. So they're on the whole thing.
Yeah, well, somewhere, yeah, somewhere down there.
They're on 1/7 of the continents in the
Yeah.
world. Just which one? Which one?
We'll never know.
We're actually changing this coverage to where in the world is Carmen San Diego. So yeah, we get a bit more Tori and Jordan, which I am tired. I am tired.
I'm
I
very tired.
If I wanted to watch Divorce Court, I would.
I just don't care about this relationship. I didn't care about this relationship when it was a relationship. I don't care about this relationship now that it's no longer a relationship. I just do not care. I do not like Tori.
Yeah, Tori has had a very weird season because pre Jordan entering the house, I was like, okay, I get it. Like she's gone and worked on her mental health. And given like I I can't say I've done the same exact thing. I worked at summer camp, and summer camp is a very intense environment, and
Mm-hmm.
like have had to work a whole summer with my ex who was like beat bopping around being a little twat waffle, right? And
Yeah.
so I can understand like the intensity of the emotions, but at the same time, it's like how how do they not kind of like um simmer down a bit over time? Because they're there for a while, and it just
Yeah.
seems like every single day at this point is another Tori and Jordan thing. And if Anissa, your best friend,
Yeah.
is like, I need off this ride, let me out,
Yeah.
I cannot imagine how everybody else in that house feels.
It just is all consuming. Like there's no you can't even go into an interrogation now without being witness to a Tori and Jordan fight. It's just like they just don't, and I don't want to say they because I really feel like Tori is the instigator in a lot of it and
Mm-hmm.
just won't like, and I'm not giving Jordan a pass here, but I just feel like Tori doesn't have conversations at appropriate times. So it loops everybody else into the conversation. Like at the elimination last week when she's like, or 2 weeks ago, whatever, when Fessy went in, and she's just like screaming at Jordan at the thing, like, just like save it. Just save it. I get that Jordan threw the first punch of, I don't negotiate with terrorists, but like, let's just not be so
Hilarious lines, though.
reactive. Yeah, no, I
Hilarious.
think it's funny. But just like, do we need to react to everything?
Yeah. It's tired. And
Yeah.
um there is well, we'll get to it. I won't say this yet, but we'll get
I
to
think
it.
there
So
was a
yeah.
part of that conversation where I think Tori is the one that was like, we just need to, he like owes me a conversation. And I think, it was maybe vice versa, but one of the other one was like, what conversation do you even need to have? Like, it's done.
Yeah.
Like, just don't even have a conversation. And you could tell Anise has just reached her boiling point with this. Like, can you imagine if we're tired? How being in the house with them and being
Right.
Tori's best friend
Right.
is like, how exhausting that
Right.
is. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Can like MTV casting, please? We don't need them in a house together. One or the other, not both.
I know.
Going forward,
I'm very tired. Can we just
I
like
think
get a couple of seasons off of Tori?
the this is a challenge Olympics, whatever they're calling it, but that's what I'm calling it. Worlds one or whatever. This is
Oh, I
a
forgot
cast
about that.
spoiler. So if you don't like seeing who's on the cast until the day of, which like I'm sorry if you care that much, like calm the fuck down. But um so skip ahead like 10, 15 seconds. I think both of them are on that season.
Yeah, I think so.
But
I think the cast for that is pretty rough for us.
yeah, well, no, I'm looking forward to some of the. Okay, we're still talking about it. If you skip forward 10 to 15 seconds, I think some of the cast I'm excited for, like Theo, is going to be there.
Yes, I'm really
Um,
excited about that.
I don't know if you know who Kaz is, but it's actually Theo's. Did Theo and Kaz date? I think they did. They were both
Oh, I
on
don't
Love
know.
Island, but I don't think that they dated on Love Island. Theo's stint on Love Island was not very long because the same um, personality that he has in the Challenge House, he
Mm,
also had in the Villa. But to be fair, like he came in as a bombshell, so you have to like come in, try to steal someone's woman, and if
mm.
they're all partnered up, it's not an easy road. But um, Kaz is on there as well, and I'm excited to see her. I mean, I'm still always kind of excited to see Jordan, and he kind of explained that later in the episode, as well as some of the other people when he's in elimination that we can talk about. But there's I want to see Danny again from
Yeah,
Survivor, but
I think the
there's some
women
people.
that are, I think we just need a new crop of women on the show. And I think we got some good ones from Challenge USA, like Justine. I'm excited that
Yeah.
she's still
Oh,
like part of the
Justine's gonna be
Challenge
on the show
universe.
too.
Yeah. Um, Cash, I'm excited. I don't know if she's on,
Yeah,
but I know she's like
she
doing
isn't.
Rachel's workout video. I think she's one of the people that's like doing Rachel's challenge boot camp, which I will
Yeah,
not be doing. I'm just letting you know that right now.
because you're too busy doing Orange Theory.
Yeah. But also To diverge into that for a second, did you see like who's on those videos? There's a bunch of Love is Blind people, which makes me think that Love is Blind is going to be pulled into challenge casting.
I didn't, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Chicago people, so
Yeah.
I know maybe okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking of like future podcasts. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's really, and then there's some like Kyland,
Yeah, I
Joseph
saw
from Big
that.
Brother 2024, Taylor's boyfriend is in
Hmm.
them. So I think they're like, I don't know if that's a sneak peek into who might be cast for the challenge moving
Yeah.
forward, but like I can't imagine why they would be on these YouTube videos if they're not in the casting pool at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we just need a new crop of female challengers like Casey, Anissa, Nani, and Tori. I'm tired of this group.
I honestly would even take Tori without any of them or Casey without any of them because at least they provide the athletic ability to potentially win a challenge. I don't think Nani does. I do think she did come into the season
Mm-hmm.
in better shape, and that's probably because she like now lives with Casey, and Casey's like, "Come on, babe, we're going to train for our job, aka the
Yeah, the
challenge.
only way that we earn money.
This
Yeah.
is we have to, yeah, we have to earn our paychecks." But I would like to see them in isolation because make them work, and I just having the luxury of coming in and knowing that you have three other people, just three other women alone. Forget the men that come along with it, like Fessy or if Bananas is there,
Yeah.
Josh, Devin, all these things. Like to be insulated by three other people of the same sex is just we lose some other characters. I would have loved to seen Colleen around for a little bit longer because she
Yeah.
apparently was drama that we didn't see. And I mean, like Raven wasn't great TV, but to have her paired with Johnny Middlebrooks or whatever, and I mean, Nerys was amazing.
Yeah.
Just
Nerys was great.
to it sucks. Even Amber, like Amber B, is on the outside of that, and I don't. It does seem like she's working her way in a little,
Yeah.
not as much, a little. So, yeah. In conclusion, shake it up, but that's fine because I think we really have to lose the mentality of like, oh, we're getting these people from these shows. Listen, if you are signing up for reality TV in any capacity at this point, you are now in the pool for the challenge. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me good people on the challenge. Cuz am I going to watch the shows they come from? Not as much as I used to. Like I got into Are You the One because they started taking people from there.
Yeah.
But give me good people on the challenge. As long as the challenge is good, I'm happy.
I agree. I have no like bias against what shows these people come from. I think some of the Love is Blind people could potentially be interesting because they just are, especially this most recent season of Love is Blind. I don't know if you watched it, but some of their personalities, I'm just like, what? So it would be interesting, I think, to see them because I think some of them would be villains. Like if that guy Bartiz came on, I don't know if he would, but like he would 100% be a villain on the show, and villains are fun to watch. Raven from the most recent season is in in Rachel's workout videos, and she is like very athletic. She's a Pilates instructor. She's like very into fitness. So I think she could actually be pretty good. And I don't think she would deal with anybody's shit. So I would be interested to see her. But yeah, we've got to widen. I mean, the net is pretty wide. I just don't know like what we're doing here with these. There's just got to be something that switches up this Vacation Alliance stuff. It's like, I don't know what it is, but they need a break. Specifically, Tori needs a break. Casey needs a break. I don't need to see them.
Yeah, I mean, it also kind of works when they take a break. Think of the reactions that we were even like, "Hey, Bananas is back," and it's honestly not the worst news.
Yeah.
And Josh is not here, and there have been times during the season where we were like, "I wish we had Josh as opposed to whoever," or even Kyle not being here this season. It makes me appreciate Kyle because
Yeah.
Kyle adds this level of snark and snakiness that he is willing to take shots at that Vacation Alliance if it suits what he needs, and not everybody will do that. So breaks
Yeah,
aren't the
I
worst
enjoy
thing.
Kyle for the chaos that he brings. He's not like my favorite challenger, but I do find him to be a good personality in the house, at least. And
Yeah.
exactly what you said. He's snaky and you can't trust him, and that makes interesting TV.
Well, now that we've derailed from the actual episode,
Yeah.
let's go back to the daily.
Okay.
So the daily challenge, they're back at a building they've already been at, which is a very tall building.
Yes.
And essentially there's this beam that one male, one female from each team have to cross together at the same time. And there's little like foot obstacles, if you will, like little bumps and bruises along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple of these circles that once you and your partner get to the circle, you have to do a 180. So now the other person is like facing forward, the other one's facing backwards. And the team that had the pair with the fastest time wins the elimination.
Mm-hmm.
So Mariah's former team, who's our new team captain? Jordan? Well, I guess that's not great.
Probably
Maybe Devin.
I
Yeah.
think Devin.
Yeah, Devin does rile him up. We're those dogs.
Yeah.
So we're motherfucking dogs.
Dogs
yeah.
are whining somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, the dogs are currently
Not
in
doing
the
great.
crate.
Yeah, they're not doing great.
We might need a quick trip to the vet. So they have less people, which means specifically they have less women. So one of the women has to go twice in order for all three of the men to go. And then Fessie's team has one more man than women.
Yeah.
So one of the guys has to go. No, wait, they have one more woman. Women? Shit, Kari. You know plural and singular words. No, they have one more because Fessie went twice. So they have four women
they have one more woman.
and 3 men because they lost Nelson.
Yeah.
So I want to talk straight up rules for a second. Like everything I just explained. Do you think the way that this is formatted is fair? Because I don't.
In the way that people are able to repeat themselves or like go more than once, or the fact that it only takes the fastest team to win for your entire team?
I think it's all of the above, actually.
Okay.
Because here's where I have issues. Fessie's team has 4 chances to have the fastest time.
Yep.
Devin's team has 3 chances to have the fastest time. That alone to me seems unfair.
I'm trying to remember. Is that right?
Yeah, because there's only 2 women and 3 men on Devin's team. So the only person who repeated was Nani. Nani went with Horacio and Nani went with
Jordan, I think. Yeah.
I think Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Amber and Devin went. So they only got 3 attempts to get the fastest score.
Right.
Fessie's team gets a whole extra attempt.
Yeah, that's true. I also think it's unfair to have people be able to repeat and have it count, because once you do it once, you know what you're doing.
Well, that's why I wouldn't mind seeing, because like, okay, we're already repeating. Let's give a duo, but maybe you make the rule it can't be the same duo who's already gone together on Devin's team to go again. So like Nani went with both Horacio and Jordan. So like Amber would have to be the other woman to go again, and it would have to be with not Devin. So at least they have 4 attempts. So that to me is like, is this fair?
Yeah.
I didn't agree with that. And then I also hated that it's just fastest time wins, because I'm sorry, a whole team quit on
and it didn't matter at all.
And it didn't matter at all. Yeah. It could have everybody could have
average the time.
Exactly. Like, why are we rewarding not even doing the bare minimum?
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, at this point, they should have just elected one team from each larger team, like one duo from each larger team, to face each other. And just whoever was fastest out of those 2 could have won it for the whole team. Like, it just doesn't make sense to have all of them go and then pick one team that went the fastest, or one duo that went the fastest on the team. Like, it just renders most of the challenge pointless, especially when so many people are like scared to go up there and do it. It just doesn't feel like it made sense at all to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. It's not fair.
I was frustrated by this. I mean, I did love that we got a shout out on the podcast because TJ was talking about quitters.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So thanks for listening, TJ. You're a real one.
Thanks for the plug.
But I was just very frustrated. Like, how? There should be some sort of consequence.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Even if they could have, I think use your words, Kari. I think with what you were saying with using an average would at least have made it a bit more fair in only having 3 teams versus 4, or like 3 pairs versus 4 pairs.
Yeah.
And especially like it would encourage someone to not quit because a 0 in your score is tanking that average. And so I hated actually how this was structured. Yeah. Absolutely hated it.
No, I thought it was horrible. I think the whole thing, it was silly. As soon as I saw Chauncey quitting, I was like, oh no, Chauncey's going to be in trouble because of whatever. And I'm like, oh no, it actually just doesn't matter at all.
The most trouble he got in was when like Anissa's confessional, which by the way, Anissa, shut the fuck up. I can't perform for someone who won't even show up for themselves. Anissa, we don't even want you to show up.
Anissa literally barely shows up.
Go home.
Yeah. How many challenges was Anissa walking through when everybody was running? Like, that's you not showing up, Anissa. You're not showing up for Jordan in that case. So like, please give me a break.
The whole thing made me mad. I just was like, this is dumb. This is so dumb. And I was frustrated that Fessy's team won. And
this whole twist has been a flop, in my opinion.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
We didn't need it. I thought we were doing great with the like call 3 teams down, or I guess interrogate 4 teams. Because the thing was, when they did that twist, we were just at the point where friends were going to have to turn on each other.
Yeah. And then it's like they purposely switched it so they wouldn't have to do that, because they're like, oh, it's a guy's day and now a girl's day. So only a few people were impacted. So they really just kind of, I feel like, sucked the momentum out of the season. Mm-hmm. And now that, not to get too far ahead, but now that we're going back to that, it just feels like, okay, what was the purpose of this?
Yeah, I wish we had never switched that up, because now with like how the teams have gone, it's just like, all right, all 4 men are in the interrogation, all 4 women. So there's not, there's a lot less like, yeah, sure, Mariah saved, or wait, was it Amber saved Nani? Nani saved Amber, so Mariah had to go. Whatever the thing was, like, yeah, sure, okay, there's that, and like Nelson ending up in, and all these things, great. But when you have 2 people in a pair, that doubles the amount of allegiances that they have throughout the house. And so these deals that people are making, like we saw it happen, as annoying and useless as Tommy and Annalise were, like them promising both pairs they'd save them and it like blowing up in their face.
Yeah.
Let's see that, but with the Vacation Alliance, who are besties. God, MTV, like, I don't even need that much money. Just pay me. Like, have me come in and let's talk. Let's, like, bounce some ideas around before we commit to such stupidity. Like, I will charge you a low rate.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that they want to fix it, because there's just so many things that they could do to fix it. Like, these twists don't make sense. They just don't add anything to the show. And I don't know if it's that they just want to make the show longer and they're getting rid of 2 people every week, so they have to fill up some more episodes, but it just doesn't feel like, I don't know. It just felt like there's really no reason that this had to take place. It really slowed the show down. Especially with the way the teams were made up. And I was like, oh, well, maybe we're getting this edit of Mariah's team being like, you know, the underdogs and the other team being big and strong. And then, you know, Mariah's team is going to surprise us. No, it went exactly as we expected it to go. And that team got decimated.
Yeah. Oh, so after Devin's team loses, we go to interrogation, which it's Devin, Jordan, and Horacio who have to be interrogated. Horacio goes, well, actually, Devin went in first. I thought Devin was funny in this. And they're like, okay, so who do you want to go against? He's like, who do I want to go against? The professional soccer player or the triathlete with a bad attitude?
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
Like, what? I don't want to go against either. So Devin is, well, well supported on that other team, so he was never going to be the direct vote.
Yeah. Plus, why would they put Devin in
Right.
if you're the other team? The thing that just irritates me is that I don't understand how these people don't realize that these partners are going to come back in some respect. Like, there's just no way that this twist is just going to be like, oh, I guess our partners are gone, and then some people's partners are still here and others aren't. Like, everybody's been on this show multiple times long enough to know that like these twists will always reverse themselves. So I just don't know. It just is, it's a little silly to me the way that they have these conversations. And I think even before Devin came in, Tori was teasing that she would vote Jordan. And all we've heard this whole last few episodes is, I just don't believe that Jordan wouldn't say my name. Like, I think that Jordan would say my name if he was down here. What would he do if he was in this position? And I'm like, guess what? I don't fucking care, actually, what he would do.
I hope he says your
name. I hope he says your fucking name. I actually don't care. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a second. Horacio came in next, and Horacio was Horacio. Like, I don't want to go down there, but I've been in the sand. I'm not afraid of anybody. Do what you got to do. Just like King Horacio shit. And I can't wait to go on my King Horacio soliloquy soon. So
I'm ready.
Then Jordan comes in, and we might as well have had Judge Judy come in at this point and lay down some law, because we get a confessional of Tori being like, it's been boiling up and I just had to let it out here. No, you fucking didn't.
No, you didn't. And what's been boiling up? You've been boiling up.
Yeah. I can't imagine that there aren't any other hours in that challenge house, because what else are you doing? I did see that Horacio had a deck of cards.
Oh.
If you're allowed a deck of cards in that house, I could, or in any house, I could live there for a while. I'm just putting it out there. A deck of cards will keep me entertained for the longest time.
One of my biggest complaints about Big Brother is when they get cards, like when they start dwindling down and they give them a deck of cards or give them any game whatsoever to play, because it just is an instant feed killer. Because I don't care watching you play Chinese checkers. I don't need to watch you play chess. I don't want to watch you play cards. Like, that's boring to me. I want you to have nothing, so you cause drama and mess.
That makes sense.
And you just go crazy.
I would say that I have 3 people that I keep in touch with from my childhood, and one of them is because we played travel softball together, and there was 4 of us, and in between games, because your schedule would be like 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m. for like 3 games. So you'd have like 2 hours between games. 4 of us would just sit there and play Rummy 500 together, and just like the intense bonding we did over cards. I could play cards literally all day, but so
I would not want to watch you guys on Big Brother feeds.
I don't know. I talk a lot of shit, so I would at least be entertaining in that way.
Okay.
We actually had the woman who like ran our organization, the owner of it. She was like, "I love this game. Let me play with you." And we had like speed rules because we like had to play in between games. And she came in. She's like, "You guys are cheating," and we're like, "Listen, just because you thought you were good
relax.
and you're
not,
let's
like, relax.
You're the visitor here. We have home court rules. Like, you need to." Just pipe down. We were just like shit talking the owner of our whole organization. But anyway, I didn't realize that they could like have a deck of cards. So just want to throw that there. But yeah, so King Horacio, yes. And then we get Jordan coming in, and Tori's like, "That's it." And she's like, "You didn't even apologize for calling me a terrorist." And we got the title of the show here. Well, Jordan's like, "Well, you are a terrorist of love."
I was like, did I hear that correctly? Did I hear this correctly?
My love hostage.
This makes me want to jump out a window. Truly. I can't imagine being in that room.
Hysterically, because it's just like, wait, the terrorist of love?
Yeah.
What is this? Like a bad Hallmark, like Valentine's Day special? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, we can't ever have these 2 on a season again together. We just can't. I can't do this anymore.
Honestly, if anyone ever called me a terrorist of love, it would become...
I would laugh in their face.
It would become my Instagram and Twitter bio immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
1,000%.
Terrorist of love. Like, yeah, just...
I just had more... I don't want to say more, like, respect for Jordan. Because I'm not, like, a Jordan fan. I like watching him on the show, but, like... I don't think he's a great guy. I think he's gotten better. I think he's grown as a person for sure. But like, how cringe do you have to be as a human being to let these words come out of your mouth in a serious way, in public, in front of people, not only in public on camera, but like in a room full of people that you have to compete against, I would be like, I don't know. And I'm not a Fessel fan, but if I were Fessel, I'd be like, is this guy for real right now? Like, I would be like openly making fun of him.
I think Jordan knew what he was saying and the ridiculousness
He
of it.
might have.
And I think because of I think if it's Tori and Jordan one-on-one, Jordan never says you're a terrorist
Probably.
of love. But I think because of
The audience.
I know that Jordan knows that he's on a TV show. And I think that, okay, Tori, like, you want to have these people around us and do this? Like, I'm going to make this as ridiculous as you are being right now. I don't think he calls her a terrorist of love one-on-one. I think he just was like, okay, then.
If I were Tori, I would be like, I loved this man who just said the words terrorist of love. Like, this is what I'm upset over. This guy.
It really should be a motivator in helping you get over him.
Yeah.
So there's that. And it really comes down to the Fessy team being like, this is probably going to be a close vote. Tori, you might be the swing vote.
Yeah. I think moving back into that argument really quickly, I just think like the fact that they're arguing about the fact that they were going to get married and like we were going to spend our whole lives together. That's what a relationship, like, that is just such a personal conversation that should not have happened in that room.
Also, politely though, like, how do I want to say this? How most people, I'll say most, there's obviously relationship dynamics that I'll never understand, but most people, when you get in a long-term relationship, like, that's because you want to spend a significant amount of time of your life with this person. Mm-hmm. So to use that as a, like, I was going to marry this person. Well, yeah, I also bet that every other person who has been in a long-term relationship, like, feeling the same way. I don't know. So that being an argument, like, people break up all the time.
Yeah, like, you guys aren't special.
It's more likely people break up than stay together.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I get that, like, you had this deep bond. You clearly don't anymore.
But they say that they do. They're like, I love her so much. When I see Tori hurting, I'm hurting because the love is so deep and I love Jordan. And it's just shut the fuck up and get back together. Shut up and get back together then. Because this is driving me crazy. I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it anymore.
No, we just don't need them on any more seasons together post Challenge Olympics.
Do you think they're going to get back together?
No,
I could see.
I think
even Jordan, as he's arguing with her, we get a confessional of him being like, there's always that, like, what if? Maybe there is something that could work out. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He was like in Neresa's TikToks just like 2 weeks ago. So
she's back with Johnny.
Yeah, but I just don't think that Tori will even, like, entertain it. I don't know. I don't think they'll ever get back together. I think it's just because they're in this, it's their first time seeing each other. It's a weird, intense environment. It's almost a recreation of, like, how they got together in the first place with being back in the challenge house. That like, I understand the stirring up of old emotions, but I just am tired of this. Like, figure it out. Come to a truce. Don't talk to each other. Stay on opposite sides of the house. Like, don't interact and make the truce of, like, you won't say my name, I won't say yours. I will not try to influence your decisions. You do not try to influence mine. Like, you have your game, I have mine. And I guess it took, because, like, we'll see in the vote that Tori doesn't vote for Jordan to go in. I
never thought that she would.
Right. That, like, okay, we have now solidified that we have each other's backs. That's where, just let it end there. Just let it end. That's all we need. So,
did you ever see the music videos and, like, the songs that Tori and Jordan? I don't know why I had any expectation that Jordan isn't a cringe human being after, like, I just was reminded of the fact, like, it just popped back into my brain that that's a thing that used to be real. So yeah, Jordan is, like, as cringe as they come.
I don't know why you need that reminder. Have you seen his haircut?
Well, yeah.
Like, we have a visual reminder every single episode.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It looks like if you were to. Do you ever play Edward 40 Hands?
I have not personally, but I know of it.
It's a
Yes.
mess, but I've
Yeah.
played it. It's if you were to like do that except with scissors, but you aren't
So
able.
Edward Scissorhands.
No, because he had all scissors.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
you're just
what
taping
I'm
scissors to your
yeah, so
hands.
like if because with scissors like put your fingers in the holes, right? So
Yeah.
what I'm imagining is like your fingers are like along the blades, so it's like this is all I can do with my
Okay.
hands, and it's like a mess. That's what I imagine someone did to it. They're like duct tape a pair of scissors to each hand and then cut my hair.
Yeah, I don't understand like the haircut. And not to diverge into the traders at all, like strategy or show wise, but Kyle Cook also has a rough haircut. Not as similar, but
He
like it has
styles his
that like
better.
long thing in the back.
Yeah.
Like Jordan, it just I'm like, what are we doing here? Is this like a thing? I don't know who told you guys
Yeah.
this looks good.
So there's your reminder of like Jordan's a unique one for sure.
Yes. And I am fully
All right.
acknowledging that my hair looks like a founding father today. But cut me some slack. I'm not on television.
Listen,
Only on YouTube and Twitch.
I had a side ponytail going till 3 minutes before we started. I am still in my pajamas.
Same.
So after the interrogation, we go to the elimination and we have our votes. So I thought it was interesting. Fessy voted for Jordan, and he's like, you took a shot at me, I'm taking a shot at you.
Fessy's
Right.
obsessed with Jordan.
Yeah. They're kind of obsessed with each other at this point.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
They like almost like man flirt with each other. Like and I don't know how to explain what I mean by that, but it's like
In the alpha way, they
yeah,
both
like
be
they try
mad
to
that
out
M&M's
alpha.
is making an all-female bag of M&Ms.
Yes.
Have you seen that tweet that's going around from that guy?
No, I've spit
I'm
off.
refusing to buy Mars chocolate until M&M's makes an all-men's bag of
Literally,
M&Ms
it's always
because-
been all men, you fucking idiot. Also, like, who cares? M&Ms suck. They're the worst candy ever. M&Ms suck.
If they have things in them, they're not that bad. But like straight up plain M&Ms, like
Disgusting.
you're just eating pebbles of chocolate. So yeah, that's a whole thing on Twitter right now. He's
I'm
like,
glad
it's
I've
the
been off for
woke
the last couple of
left.
days.
I'm only eating Twix. And it's like, well, you're
Okay.
probably only eating the right Twix because
Yeah, for
the left
sure.
would be. But anyway, so yeah, that's their dynamic is a little strange. It's almost like what Fessy was really trying to get out of CT. And
Yeah.
CT,
Was not having it.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, listen, I know. Where Jordan's like, okay, I'll do-si-do. I haven't had the opportunity to puff my chest in a while,
Yeah.
except when I'm yelling at Tori. So
Yeah. Yes, you're exactly right. I feel like CT's like, I don't need to do this. I'm
Yeah.
CT. I don't need to do this with you.
like,
You're
sit down,
literally a
child.
nobody. Yeah.
You and my son can go play tanagrams together.
Yeah.
So, Fessy votes for Jordan, and then I was surprised because I would expect him and Casey to vote the same way. Casey voted for not Jordan; she voted for Horacio.
I don't understand why. Like, I don't feel like we got any insight into why Casey voted that way.
Yeah, and then Tori voted for Horacio.
Yep. After 40 minutes. That was the only thing
Yeah.
that made me laugh that Fessy has ever done is when he was like, just vote. Like in the confessional, he's like, are you
Yeah.
voting for him or not? Like, just say it. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, thank you for speaking my thoughts. Not everything has to
Olivia-
be so dramatic.
Right. Olivia voted for Devin,
Yep.
and then
I don't know why she didn't just vote for Jordan.
Yeah, there's things that we're not seeing in this house. I'm wondering
Yes.
if
I
it's
think
like
a lot that we're not seeing.
she became closer with Jordan when Nerys was like fucking around with him.
Yeah.
And so she didn't want to vote for Jordan, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. And
It also seems like Horacio and Jordan have become pretty good friends.
yeah, that could also be it. I was just about to say that might have been something that would happen we started seeing at the beginning of the show that we were like, what happened before the daily challenge?
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll talk about that in a second too. who else is on the team? So for guys, who did Bananas vote for? Horacio, because he keeps saying Horacio's name, and Horacio keeps coming back. And he wouldn't vote for Jordan or Devin. He's like, yeah, I have some stronger relationships down here. There was a couple of votes where it's like, we don't really talk. And to me, I don't understand how you could be locked in that house and not talk to every single person every
Especially
single
now.
day.
Yeah.
With so few people, like, this is a social game above everything. And this is two ways. Like, if Bananas doesn't talk to Horacio also has the responsibility to talk to Bananas. So
Seems
I'm
like
not saying
Horacio
it.
doesn't really talk to many people. He seems very quiet.
Yes. I just don't understand how you're not at least engaging in some sort of 10-minute conversation daily.
Yeah, I could see it if Bananas is just like hanging out with his crew. Cause like Bananas is kind of like rolling deep in this house right now with Nani being there. Clearly, he's friends with Devin. He's friends with Jordan. He seems to have an okay relationship with Bessie. He, up until like a couple of days before, he was with Mariah. So they were probably just like locked in a room somewhere having really deep, meaningful conversations, I'm sure. So, yeah, I could see like just not getting an opportunity other than like small talk.
Yeah. I guess, like, I don't know. I would want people to try more, but we don't really even get to see what happens in the house anyway.
No, we have
So
no idea.
I guess it doesn't matter. I was surprised by Chauncey's vote. Chauncey voted for Horacio, and like they're
Chauncey's
still
just
rookies
doing what
together.
everyone is telling him to do, I feel like.
Yeah. And
I
then
feel like Chauncey is doing what Bananas is doing
maybe that would make sense.
because they had that little, very short lived, I mean, maybe short lived, it could still be going on, like understanding or alliance where they saved each other.
Yeah. And then the other women on that team are, we said Casey, we said Tori.
Anissa.
Anissa voted for Horacio because Jordan's a ride or die. We're missing a woman because there's 4 women on that team. Bessie had to go twice. Doesn't matter. Horacio went in. Olivia. Did I say her already?
I think we said her.
Oh, yeah.
She voted
Shit.
for
So,
Jordan.
we already said all of them then. It's Olivia,
Yeah.
Casey, Tori. Oh, of course I can't think of the other woman. You named all 4. So, yeah. Horacio ends up with the most votes. He goes in, and Jordan and Devin have to pull the daggers, and Devin gets to go first. He walks up with authority to the dagger, pulls it. It's safe. Devin's not going in. So we have Jordan and Horacio, who have quickly become friends. And actually, this friendship doesn't really surprise me.
No, me neither.
Because Jordan respects greatness, and
Yeah.
Horacio has proven to at least be very good.
Yeah, and it seems like he's just like a good dude who's there to compete. And I think Jordan probably respects that aspect of him. He seems like a nice guy. I don't want to gloss over Devin's extremely cringe confessional of him saying that his rapper name is Lil Dagger. I was like, that's not even clever. This is a terrible joke. Just call me Lil Dagger. I was like,
He shoots a lot of shots. Can't make them all.
yeah, I guess so.
And the elimination is Balls In, which is a classic. We got some flashbacks, especially to Bananas being involved in some Balls In. But the premise of this is there is a tube, a canister, however you want to describe it, in the middle of a circle that is made by rope. And one person has a ball. They are far away from this canister. The person who is on defense without the ball starts where the rope is, and the person with the ball, their goal is to get through the person playing defense and put their ball in that canister. It's best of 3.
Yeah. Tends to get very physical.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact last time we saw it, but one of the more recent last times we saw it,
Didn't we see Enzo and David in Challenge USA?
Oh gosh,
and David
I wasn't
gassed
even,
out.
including that in my memory. Maybe, to be honest, I mean, I still am not 100% confident who Enzo is. So
Fair. It's fair.
I was thinking like straight up MTV challenge. I think the last time we might have, and I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong, you can yell at me, whatever, I don't care, was when Rogan knocked Jay like into the future and like concussed.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, it was, as one with many concussions, watching that is like, whew.
Yeah.
I think I have a concussion from this.
Yeah, that was rough. I like remember Jay getting up and like not even really remembering what happened and
he
like still trying
was
to play.
asking the rules.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he didn't remember. Yeah, that was rough. That was really rough.
So that might be a reason why it took a little bit of a break. I could also, I mean, I don't have this much faith in MTV, but I'll say this out loud anyway. I could see, because of the Jay and Rogan thing, maybe like, okay, we can use this one for the men's elimination if it's Devin's team, because Devin, Jordan, and Horacio, it's not like Fessy is going against any of them, or like, like Fessy versus like Tommy Bracco or whatever. Like, like
and
no
Fessy
one's gonna die.
That.
No one's gonna die today.
No.
So
I don't know that they put that much thought into it.
I don't think so either. I would love to think that they did, to care about the safety and well-being of the people on this show, but based off of some spoilers that I heard about the end of this season, I don't know if they do. So we won't say it, but like I promise what I just said out loud ruins nothing in terms of winners, losers, or any of the above. But we can talk about it afterwards when we're not live on a podcast. So it's balls in, and especially Bananas, especially Jordan, especially Devin in their confessionals, is like, this is what we wanted to see. Like, we have two great athletes going head to head. This is pay-per-view, this is primetime TV. And Devin especially was like, you guys didn't want me down there for this. This is the matchup we wanted, which, like, yeah, you're probably right. But Horacio currently 4-0 in eliminations, and Jordan is Jordan. He is phenomenal at basically everything he tries to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they took two very different approaches to this game. So Jordan said, like, in a physical game, I want you to know that I'm here and I'm going to fuck you up. Like, I'm going to run through you and you're going to feel this in every single bone of your body. And Jordan scores in the first round with this tactic, where Horacio takes more of a finesse type of tactic, where he's running around, he's moving his hips one way and his top half another way and his feet a different way. He is juking the shit out of Jordan. And the move he had on Jordan in the first round, broke some ankles. Just an athlete, truly.
And this apparently finally, after everything Horacio's done this season, gained Fessy's respect.
Yeah.
Fessy's like, oh, I didn't know. Horacio really hasn't proven himself. I'm like, bro, he's 4-0 in eliminations. What are you talking? And he's like, won daily challenges. What are you talking about? But this one move, that was fire.
Fuck off, Fessel.
Yeah.
So, first round it's 1-1. Second round, Jordan takes the same strategy. He scores. In the second round, Horacio is kind of like running laps more and just waiting for Jordan to make his move, and it works for him. And then in the third round, Jordan goes for it, but he loses the ball. He drops the ball, which means he has to stop Horacio from scoring. Otherwise, Horacio wins. And Horacio, again, is like, I will run until he comes at me. I'll just keep running in circles until he decides, and I'll make my move. And Jordan did, and he lunged and he got his foot. And I was so afraid for Horacio's ankle in this. I'm like, Jordan, I know you want to win, but also, like, if Horacio ends up beating you, he shouldn't have like a bum ankle because of it.
Jordan pulling Mac Jones.
Yeah. And Horacio manages to get loose because his shoe falls off in the process. Jordan was holding on to his shoe. Horacio scores, and Horacio beats Jordan in balls in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready for my soliloquy.
Let's do it.
King Horacio. 5-0 in eliminations in his rookie season.
Tied the all-time record of eliminations in a single season.
Who did they say? Was it Sarah?
Sarah from Gauntlet 1, which is not the same Sarah, I don't think.
No, it's not. It's not. Definitely different Sarah. I actually rewound to see if it was the same Sarah.
Yeah, it's
because
not. Let me see which. I'll look up the challenge.
And then Wes and Fresh Meat.
Yep, Wes and Casey, right?
Yeah. And here's
Road
where
Rules Campus Crawl, Sarah.
I would have to go back and watch an old season or two to.
Yeah.
But here's where I think Horacio is different than anyone we've seen in a while. He, to me, is the first like genuine nice guy to be successful on the show in a long time. The only two I could really think of are Landon and Darrell.
Yeah, and I think Darrell is a really nice guy, and I think he's always been a nice guy, but I wouldn't even put him in the same category as like Landon, because Darrell's like a little spicy, you know?
Yeah, but
plus
he's
he like
not, like
beat the shit out of
shitty
Brad
to people's
and
faces.
got kicked off, you know?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Which Landon would never have done.
No.
Brad was asking for it though, let's not get it twisted.
All right, sorry, Darrell. I forgot about that one. So like Landon? He's just a different.
Ace is kind of a nice guy, but he's not like a.
He's not a top whatever.
No,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like when you think of outstanding performances on the challenge, like Ace doesn't come to mind. To be able to be this good of, at least seemingly good of a person, and also just like continue to go into eliminations and fuck shit up.
I think we should put an asterisk just because we haven't seen much of Horacio's personality. And he did kind of like weirdly say to Laurel at the beginning of the season, like, oh yeah, I have a girl at home. But then apparently he didn't, which doesn't make him not a nice guy. I think he does seem like he's a genuinely like nice dude. We just haven't seen that's
a girl
what
at home.
People were saying online. I don't know. People were saying he
I
just
didn't
said
see
that to her. But I think we just need to see more of him to really know his true personality, because this season, for some reason, is just not showing us anything that's going on in the house with a lot of these people.
Yeah.
But he does seem nice. I will say that. I just think there's room for him to not be nice because we just don't know him.
He did get Olivia flowers.
That's true. That was very nice. That was very nice.
And I don't know. He probably could have handled the Laurel situation better. I'm going to give him the grace of like, Laurel is intense. He probably didn't know what he was getting himself into, just not only with Laurel, but like the intensity of the house and the relationships in the show. But in comparison to a lot of the people, like, to me, it seems like not that other people don't, but like he genuinely just shows up and like wants to compete and play and really gets joy out of the experience of these different challenges, whether it's eliminations or the dailies that he gets to do.
Yeah, he had a confessional saying that he, I guess, had tried to be a professional soccer player. And it kind of gave me like Fessy energy in the way of like, well, I didn't get to do this, so this, like, the challenge is giving me this opportunity, which I truly believe it to be genuine from Horacio. But Fessy, I'm like, you probably would are never going to be in the NFL anyway, so let's like relax. But yeah, it just seems like he's really driven to do well, and it seems like almost like anything that he's doing, it seems like he wants to do well. Like when he was doing that like carpentry thing, he's like, I'm a carpenter, and it seemed like he's like good at that. I don't know. Yeah, he just seems like a driven guy.
I have a feeling, at least from like what I understand about professional soccer outside of America, where like I don't know how we were related. So probably like some second, third cousin or whatever in the UK was like signed when he was like 9 to like, I can't remember if it was Manchester United, Liverpool. Like you have these like youth development programs. And so I'm sure he was in something like that and it just like didn't pan out. You know what I mean? Like think of like, I think the closest we have as an equivalence is like AAU basketball here, where like these high level basketball players are playing at like the high school level before they can like commit to college or something. If I were to guess, I don't know anything specifically. I haven't taken the time to Google Horacio about this. If I were to guess, it'd be something like that. Like he was in a youth development program for a professional team and it didn't pan out. Because he was also on some other show that was like obstacle course-ish and So he definitely, to me, at least, like, to say that you are a professional soccer player, like, I didn't really, it's not I didn't believe it, but I'm like, I always knew that there was some sort of asterisk next to this, because in the same way, like, why would the British Olympic team allow Theo to come on the show like the challenge? Or if
Right.
Horacio is in the program to be potentially make a soccer team, a professional soccer team, like, you have things in your contract. They're just not allowing you to do this because if you get
Right.
hurt, you know? So
Yes.
I have a feeling there was something like that.
I'm looking on the challenge wiki. It doesn't give any information about him, like almost whatsoever. It just has his like MTV bio. But it does say soccer superstar and all around nice guy, Horacio.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
guess he's
this
a
is
nice guy.
something that the challenge has built up to be like, we have this rookie coming in who's a former, or who's a professional, you know, where like, yeah, he's probably athletic as fuck, but
I'm like in a hole
tiered
now.
out.
I don't
While
know
you're
what
like,
I'm looking at here. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. He is on a
yeah,
team. Well, in 2022, he's on the Mississippi Brilla.
the hell, it sounds like something you would wash your
Yeah.
dishes with.
Yeah.
You need to get
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
grime and dirt off your stuff. Use a Mississippi
I guess
Brilla.
so. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
So, Horacio, good on you. I do think that a couple of his eliminations early on were very motivated, that they just wanted them, Olivia and Horacio, to take out who they were against, but they still accomplished it. And then, in addition, Horacio's had to come down a few more times. Good on you. Please keep coming back. I don't care that you're
Yeah.
kind of boring, because I think that people will become, I don't want to say afraid, but less likely to continue to throw him in because they're not going to be as confident that they're going to come back. So, like, I
I
think,
don't know how people are confident that they were ever going to. I mean, he's won every elimination so far. It just doesn't seem
yeah,
like it's not. It's not in the bag if you're against Horacio. Let's just say that. I mean, he's won every time.
right. I absolutely agree. So, congrats, Horacio. Proud of you.
Yeah. You know who else is boring? Vessel. And he's still on the show. So I'm not worried about it. I'd rather have Horacio all day.
Yeah.
Casey, boring. The most boring.
I feel like she's trying a little bit harder this season to be a little less boring in her confessionals and just all around. Like, I think she's at least trying, given like she's just not naturally entertaining. But
No.
I will give her credit that I think she is trying.
Well, she can keep
So,
it.
all right. So after this elimination, TJ tells the crew, like, be ready. I can show up anywhere at any time.
Yep.
So the next day, TJ comes in like through the backyard, like doesn't even use the front door.
So weird. Well,
Like, where
there
did
was also like a minute where Bananas, before this happened, was checking on Tori's mental health. And he was like, I just want to check in on your mental health. And I just want to ask you, when is the last time, have you ever thought Bananas has considered anyone's mental health in any conversation ever in his life?
I would love for Bananas to define mental health.
Yeah. I'm like, do you even, did they tell you, did they script this for you? Because like, this is a crazy conversation to me. And he's like, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, what you're going through. I'm like, what is she going through? She's not even going through anything. She's on a fucking TV show with her ex-fiance. I just like, what's the big fucking deal? You wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy? Like, it's the worst thing in the world. It drives me crazy.
Also, you checking in after Jordan leaves the house, like, talk about doing the bare
Yeah.
minimum.
Literally.
Where was this segment when Jordan walked into the house?
Yeah. I just want to check on your mental
Or
health.
when Jordan and Nerys are like fooling around. Like,
Right.
where is the segment?
Right.
You wait until Jordan leaves to be like, oh, by the way, you good? You
Yeah.
good?
How's that mental health doing? You good? Yeah, good. All mental health, all good. Okay, cool. Just checking.
It's because Mariah wasn't there to entertain him, so he's like, let me go.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me go walk around and see what's
Yeah.
going on. So yeah, TJ shows up and he sits on the pool table, to which I did think Bananas had a point, like, bro, you're gonna fuck up our bumper. Don't do that.
Yeah. The funniest
TJ.
thing was that TJ walked in the back and Bananas like just ran and was like, TJ's here. And he like TJ just like completely ignored everyone and just
Yeah.
kept walking, which was just so funny to me.
And people are like, should we not follow him? And
Yeah, they're
Amber's
like,
like, I'm
he's still
definitely
going. Where is he
following.
going? What are we doing?
Amber's like, I'm not going to not follow him.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see. So TJ comes in and says, I told you, always be ready. I could be anywhere. Put your stuff on. Pack up your clothes. We're going back to the zone. That's
Banana's like, yeah, well, I guess you could be anywhere. You're in our house. And TJ goes, Bananas, this is my house. And I was like, that's right, TJ. Tell Bananas.
Yeah, TJ's name is on the lease here. You're not renting this.
Yeah.
So they get ready. They go back to the zone. And TJ gives his little speech like, I told you from the beginning, this whole season about your ride or dies. And get back in your pairs. So everybody gets back in their pairs.
Everybody's shocked. Never could have imagined this happening.
What?
What?
A season called Ride or Dies? That we are going back to pairs? That we're not going to run the final as
in these janky teams?
7 versus 4? What?
Yeah.
No way. So then we see that Fessy, Anissa, and Casey don't have Ride or Dies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you live by your ride or die, so it looks like you guys have died. And for a moment, all of them think they're going home, to which, like,
I
kind of wish they all were.
When I was seeing the 3 of them standing there, I was like, oh, this would be, like, the most ideal thing if the 3 of these people went home.
It would have, the only reason that, like, I didn't want that to be the case was because, like, why the fuck did we do this in the first place? Like, why did we switch out of pairs if we were just going to send these 3 home because their partners went home? I would have rather seen it play out as duos, and that's the only reason why. But otherwise, it would have been great to lose the 3 of them. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then their partners come walking back in, and I did think it was funny when Jordan hugged Anissa, and he was like, "You thought you were going home?"
Yeah.
That's so funny. So, we find out that there's
my brother's back. I feel like Casey forgot she even had a brother.
I also thought it was funny when Kenny was like, "You happy to see me?" as he's like walking in.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Wait, who's that guy?"
Is funnier than we ever got to see, and it's unfortunate because he didn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, he definitely got all the personality out of those 2. She got like the physical acumen, and he got the personality.
Mm-hmm. So TJ explains all 3 of these groups are going to have a chance to get back in, but not everybody will. So we have another elimination. And what happens in this elimination is that there is a ramp, and there is a line on the ramp, and there is a big cylinder on this ramp. And you and your partner have to push the cylinder up above the line on the ramp, as well as have your feet above this line on the ramp. And you have to hold this cylinder up there for a minute. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, or the first team to do it is like safe. They're back up with the rest of the crew. So immediately I was like, well, I guess Fessy and Mariah are going to be going. Although Anissa and Jordan had a chance.
Yeah, for sure. This is like I feel like a challenge or an elimination or whatever you want to call it for that Anissa could do really well in, because she's very strong.
Mm-hmm. And I think like the biggest obstacle was that the sand was getting on the ramp, which made it harder to like keep traction. But I didn't realize that Mariah had massive quads. This was news to me.
Yeah, Fessy's like, have you seen Mariah's quads? They're massive. I'm like, no, I actually haven't. I had no idea.
It didn't help in the bungee cord elimination.
Right.
Or,
well,
like,
maybe she
challenge.
should put, yeah, I guess her quads don't match her grip strength.
So I didn't know, but yeah, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, okay, so Fessy and Mariah are going to win this one, which did happen. I had a lot of frustration that I had to watch like 5 to 7 minutes of an elimination that is literally timed for a minute.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just let us watch it play out in the minute.
Yeah, this was boring to me, very boring to me.
I would have rather just watched it straight through, because that would have been more entertaining, I think, than like, how does it take 5 to 7 minutes to show a minute? Clearly, right. Fessy and Mariah just stood there. Okay, let us see that. Right. Like, Get a drone from overhead and let us see all three of them doing their thing at the same time. This is not difficult. Why? Why are we editing this way? Again, MTV, just pay me. Like, I will come on location if I can bring my dog, and we'll sort this out together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You can even Zoom me in. I don't even need to leave the comfort of my.
Why do you want to go anywhere?
I mean, traveling school. I know you're not a big flyer, but like,
No,
I wouldn't mind. Like, oh, okay, day off. Let's go explore. But I wouldn't want to leave my dog for that long. So, and traveling with pets is expensive. But anyway, my point stands of like, why are you doing this on TV? Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
But Casey
also,
and
do we need 2 teams back?
No, I don't need any of them back. I can understand bringing one back. We don't need 2.
Yeah, like, okay, Fessy and Mariah won. Unfortunately, the other 2 are gone. No, that's not. Nope.
And that's where we leave this episode. Is next week we're gonna eliminate one of those 2 teams that didn't win. So either Anissa and Jordan or Casey and Kenny.
Sorry, but I think I have a good idea of who's gonna come back.
Jordan and Anissa?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be what could Casey and Kenny beat?
We don't know what Kenny can do.
True.
But Anissa is very good at eliminations.
Yeah.
She has a pretty good elimination track record.
And Jordan is Jordan.
Yeah. And if it's anything that involves strength at all, I take Anissa over Casey all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Anissa just has more experience. I don't know. I just think, and so does Jordan. Like, experience is, I think, some of the most important. And they have good communication.
How many eliminations has Casey even been in? Not many.
Not many.
I think people, well, she's always like on the right side of alliances and also just like are afraid that they're not going to come back against her.
I think the only reason that she's been in however many that she's been in is because her first season was the first one with the skulls. What is that? Is there a thing called
double agents?
Double agents? No.
Yeah.
Total Madness or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know. The one, yeah, whatever. So that one you had to go in to get your skull. Yeah. So she had to go in. Yeah. And then I think there were a couple like that she's, let's just look it up. I'm still on the challenge wiki. But yeah, no, to your point, I don't think that she's been in many.
She hasn't.
In Total Madness, she went in 1, 2, 3 times? No. That's a joke. That's a lie. Once. She went in once.
I was going to say, she probably got her skull and never went in again.
She went in once. And then Double Agent, she went in once.
Again,
Spies, Lies, and Allies, she did not go in.
Mm-hmm. That was last season, right?
And this season she hasn't been in. So she's been in twice.
Yeah, and both of them were because she had to be.
Had to, yes.
Not because, like, she was fighting for her life. It's like, oh, I need this to remain in the game to, like, get to the final. Yeah.
And she had Leroy as her partner on Double Agents. I don't remember what that elimination was.
Me neither. But it's fine. We don't need to. I was just wondering because I just don't remember her being in too many eliminations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only 2.
All right, well, maybe she'll lose her first one.
Which is crazy for a relatively new challenger to only have been in 2 eliminations in her whole challenge career. Like, right. That just shows that this alliance is ruining the show.
Yeah, I mean, like, Amber has won a season of the challenge and has been in, like, 4 eliminations this season.
Horacio, just because he didn't make extreme personal relationships in his first season, he's been in 5 eliminations in 1 season. And Casey, in her whole challenge career, has been in 2.
Yeah.
And because she had to go in. Mm-hmm. It's wild.
Well, we will see what happens next week, but that's where this episode ends. Before we leave, All Stars 4 cast was announced yesterday. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't, again, if you like care about cast spoilers, because again, like we don't, thanks for listening. We'll miss you. But also, like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to know who's on the season. So
judgmental, Kari.
I think it's my job to, as a podcast host to judge, and I'm going to do it. So I'm pulling up GamerVev right now.
Okay. Shout out to GamerVev.
Yeah, truly. What's their name on Instagram? God damn it. GamerVev accounts. Come on. I like read your oh shit, it was right there. MTV challenge. Just, man, this is really bad podcasting.
Do you want the Twitter link? I think I sent.
I got it. I got it. It took a second, but I made it there. So for women, we have, sorry, scrolling a little bit more. We have Rachel, as in like does the fitness videos, Rachel.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Rachel back. Rachel Robinson.
Yep. Ayana, who is
icon, challenge icon, Rachel.
Yeah, what the salad thing. We have Veronica back.
Yes, which will be fun to see Rachel and Veronica together.
Mm-hmm. We have Flora. We have Tina back, which I think she's so funny. I'm so glad she's coming back.
I'm excited to see Flora. When is the last time we've seen Flora? I have no idea, but I'm very excited. From Real World Miami, Flora, icon.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited Janela's back. I wish that Darrell was there with her just because they were such a good team, but Janela's back. I'm surprised she came back, though, because there
was drama at the end of that. She was not happy with production. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Also, she was having, like, body issues, right? Doesn't she have some sort of, like, I want to say, she has some sort of, I want to say disorder. I don't want to use the wrong word, but there is something that causes her body to, like, not be happy with things you do in the challenge.
Yeah.
Avery from, I can't remember.
Portland, I think.
Okay.
She was with the other guy, Johnny, right? That was Johnny's girlfriend.
I think so.
The other Johnny? Yeah.
We have Jasmine coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Laurel.
Yep.
Nicole.
Well, we have Nicole Zanata, Laurel's ex.
Yep.
From Staten Island.
Yep.
Ex on the beach.
And last but not least, Cara Maria.
Yeah.
Oh, and Cam. Sorry.
How could I dare forget? Exciting.
I'm so excited about. I know Cam is our first non-real world road rulers, which I know you feel strongly about, but I don't care. That
I'll make an exception for Cam, but I don't want any other Are You the One or non-real world people or road rules people on All Stars. Let's keep this one as pure as we can. But Cam, I'll make the exception for.
Yeah, I think Cam should still be on like the regular show. Given Definitely. Like Laurel was just on this season, so but
I was really excited when I saw this cast because it's very OG, like very. There's also Genesis is from Real World Boston, who is also another icon, which like Real World Boston, what year did that air? Like 1996, 97? Like it's old. She is an alternate, unfortunately. She was on the cast list, but then she got moved to alternate.
And then for the men, we have Steve Meinke. I can't remember how to say his name.
The men are like not that exciting outside of a few standouts.
Tyree Ballard from Real World Denver. We've got Jay Gotti, aka Jenna's ex.
I think we were just talking about him literally last time we podcasted about the food.
because
I said I would be Jay, where I can't drink those drinks, and now he's back. It's like we summoned him from the dead because like he was on one season of the challenge and he went out in the most embarrassing fashion. I don't understand how he's an all-star.
Yeah, he was literally on one season,
and he was a layup. Him and Jenna were layups. No one wanted to even send them into elimination because they wanted to go against him in the final. I don't know how this guy qualifies as a all-star, but whatever.
We have Tony Raines, which, like, again, why isn't he on the regular?
Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like his soft relaunch.
Maybe. Brandon Nelson. I can't remember where he's from. I recognize him.
Yeah, I think he's a real road rules person.
Why is Brad back?
Yeah, I'm tired of Brad. Oh, Brandon Nelson's from Fresh Meat too.
Got it. I can't. To me, it's just weird, like, why? Because, like, there's no Mark Long, there's no Derek, there's no Nehemiah, there's no Wes, there's, like, his whole crew isn't there. And so, like, I guess to see him perform in isolation is something that I do prefer. But at the same time, like, it's not him that I want to see doing that.
No, I don't want to see that at all. I don't care.
Leroy is back. I think this is a great place for Leroy. Like, Leroy has successfully landed here.
I'm thrilled to see that Leroy is back, especially so soon after we heard Leroy was retired from the challenge. Now he and Cam are back. with a baby at home.
Yeah.
And that sounded judgmental. I didn't mean it to be. Wasn't expecting to see either one of them because they just had a child.
I was expecting to see Leroy on this. I wasn't expecting to see Cam. But
well, I just feel like Leroy made such a big announcement that he was retiring and like, this is my last one. And I want to win because this is my last one. And what did he take, like, literally 2 seasons off of the main challenge?
Yeah.
But this one, I think he probably has a better shot at winning.
They must have given him a good check.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
he's got a kid.
Take the check.
Yeah. We've got Ace.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Derek, who was on last season of All Stars or 2 seasons ago, because it was him, Jasmine, and John A. that were closely tied together.
Yes.
I have no idea who this is. Kefla Hair.
Yeah, I recognize his face. I
Road
wasn't
Rules
as much
season 6 Australia.
Yeah. Down under, yeah.
I don't think he's long for the game.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't ever know. I will admit that, but he just seems like the least connected.
Yeah.
Also, he has a doctorate in psychology, sports, and performance, so he's probably at least athletic, but at the same time, like, you might just be too smart for this. Like, you need to go. Like, why you?
Yeah.
You might be above this. You might be.
Yeah. Probably.
Ryan Kehoe.
Yep. Fresh meat.
Oh, wait. Was this guy... Oh, Adam Larson? He's a triathlete. I don't recognize him otherwise.
I don't even see him on the Twitter list, but I'm scrolling pretty fast. Let's see.
Does this help?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Adam Larson.
Yeah, the real world. Oh, yeah. I remember his younger pictures. I remember him.
And that's the last person on that one. Do I need to go back? Cyrus is an alternate.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anybody else that they couldn't fit in the list of 10? Nope, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. So I'm excited because it's a little bit different. We'll see how it goes.
I was worried the last season of All Stars because we had some people who, in my opinion, did not qualify as All Stars, like Sylvia and Kayla. So I'm excited to see them go back to kind of what I feel like the roots of this show were supposed to be, when Mark was sending out text messages trying to cast for it himself and then pitch it. Like, this is what I feel Mark intended the show to be, is for like these OG people. So I'm excited to see a lot of them. I'm interested to see what Kari Maria's return is going to be like. And notice I said interested and not excited, because I am a Kari Maria hater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Javier said he'll come on and defend Kari Maria. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm ready to wrap this up, mostly because I really have to go to the bathroom. So let's
do it.
Let's do this. Katie, you're online a lot right now. You're podcasting a lot right now. You're not maybe online. You're extremely not on Twitter at the moment.
No, I am extremely not on Twitter.
But you are extremely podcasting right now.
I am extremely podcasting right now. I am still on Twitter, but I'm just not checking Twitter until I'm done watching The Traitors, which will probably be maybe later today or tomorrow. So you can find me there at RealSimKatie. I will not be tweeting about The Traitors because I'm fundamentally against spoiling a show that all dropped in one day. Makes it hard to talk about on the internet. Peacock, just saying. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/RealSimKatie with an underscore. I'll be back to normal, hopefully 3 times a week or so schedule next week. And then I'm all over the place on these silent podcast streets. You can listen to Kari and I, along with Javier, on Signed The Traitors, our Traitors US coverage. We've released 3 episodes so far. We released a draft, episodes 1 and 2 recap, episode 3 and 4 recap, and then we'll be back on Monday with episodes 5 and 6, and then we'll be recording throughout the week until we finish. So check us out there on YouTube and your podcast apps. I was on episode 1 of the pressure cooker recap, hosted by Jason. We're recording the second episode this afternoon. Today's a 2 podcast day, so it's we have a lot going on. That is audio only; it will not be on YouTube. But check us out; it's really fun. If you haven't watched Pressure Cooker, it's on Netflix. It's really, really fun. You can also hear Kari and I talk about Real Housewives tomorrow on the Cool Water Show. Is that it? Oh, and Monday I will be with Isaiah. That'll be a 3 podcast day.
Wow.
You can hear me talk with Isaiah about Big Brother 11 on his Big Brother recaps that he's been doing. which will be really fun because Big Brother 11, if you're a Big Brother fan, you know, is messy as hell. It's a fun season. Fun if you like toxicity, which I do. So
I got a message that I'll tell you about after. I just looked at. Yes.
Okay.
I'm KGD26 online. And you can find me on the podcast that Katie just talked about. So Traders will be next Monday. And then we're doing Real Housewives tomorrow. So stop by. Have a chat with us.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that's really all I got. So you can listen to us in podcast form, Apple, Spotify. You can listen or find us on YouTube and Twitch. We love the live interaction when you're following along on YouTube. So ask questions, get involved, give us 5 stars. And if it's not 5 stars, keep it going. Just don't leave anything. But you should still subscribe and download and all those things. But yeah, in conclusion, thanks for listening. We will catch you next time. Until then, see ya.
Bye.